Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new BBC Micro Let's Play. Let's see if I can find the game that I want to play today. Hopefully, with any luck, I will. There it is. Pendragon by Gordon J. Key. This game was published in Micro User Magazine, Volume 4, Issue 4, in June 1986. So, guess what? It's another one of those type-in games. And it's another Pengo clone. I did Mango before this. And I was not liking it initially, but I ended up liking it a little more once it came time to do the Let's Play. And now I'm doing another Pengo style game, which I was still a little frustrated with. And I have the feeling this one might grow on me as well. So let's go ahead and press space to continue. Okay, that is pretty nice. Aside from the music that we've got going on as soon as the game is finished loading, we also get the little diamond in the center of the screen here opening up, asking us if we want to learn how to play the game, which, yes, we do. Let's press Y. Pendragon is a game of skill and reaction. You will play the part of Pendragon, a parrot with a problem. You are employed in a sugar processing factory that is infested with the yellow peril. That sounds vulgar. Monster that eats sugar cubes and bite parrots. In each room of the factory there are 4 large emeralds. You must push 1 emerald into each corner of the room so that you can gain entry to the next level, where you will find more sugar cubes and even more monsters. Pushing a sugar cube that cannot move will transport it to the packaging room in the next building and give you 10 points. Pushing a sugar cube or an emerald onto a monster will banish the fiend from the room for a short period of time and give you 50 points. Though take care, for they sometimes duck. Meaning that sometimes the projectile of choice will go through them when you don't want them to. Great. Pushing the emerald into a corner will give you 200 points. Getting an emerald in each corner will give you 1,000 points and let you move on to the next stage. You can switch the music on or off by pressing M, which I am going to be doing shortly, because it loops like this forever. To move, use the following keys. Z for left, X for right, colon for up, front slash for down, space for push. M turns the music on or off, which I'm turning off. Imagine that looping every couple of seconds, and you weren't able to turn that off. I like it. It's a nice touch, but it gets repetitive quickly. Anyway, let's go ahead and press space to play the game, and this looks like demo scene stuff. I like what is going on here. And you get the title of the game, Pendragon. And then that happens. You get the high scores table. Good luck trying to get into the top 3 or 4. Because this game can get pretty tough pretty quickly. Probably even tougher than Mango. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and press space to play. I've got the keys set back up in good ol' Beeb here. And amazingly, getting away from the enemies, a little easier here, though not by much. And once you get past stage 2, it gets even harder. So, I can't go in any of the ways that I want to go. That's not exactly a good thing. Let's go ahead and push you over here. And you will hear a sound when you see an emerald get pushed into corner there, which I like. Which I pretty much like. I'm going to make a path through the edges here, though that might work against me a little bit. Especially since this guy is practically gaining on me. Which is not a good thing. But I can get that going. And I want to be very careful what I do with virtually anything in this game. Because I have the feeling that if I take an emerald somewhere that I shouldn't, it's going to get stuck. I'm not going to be able to put an emerald in the 4 corners. And I'm not going to be able to continue on to the next stage. I'm basically going to sockmark myself in the stage that I'm on, and I won't be able to do anything else, which, and I'm surprised that hit. Watch as I get less and less accurate with each passing stage. And that's what happens when you get all the emeralds in the corners. You get to see them disappear one by one, then you go on to the next stage. Now, the first stage had just 1 monster. The second stage will have 2. It gets a lot tougher when you have to deal with more than 1 monster. And even tougher than that when you have to deal with 2 monsters. Also, the game remembers where you were at the end of the last stage. And you have to start from there. And yeah, we have 2 of these guys now. And that may not have been the best idea. I'll take it though. But I'm still going to have to be very careful what I do around here in this game. Especially when the enemies can still get the jump on me somehow. And I can still get myself caught out by a monster when I least suspect it. Oh, he ducked. Went right through him. And whenever you die, you get to see this little screen where Pendragon spins around and you get to see your score and what level you're on and how many lives you have left. You can skip past it with space, but you'll eventually be taken back to the action. So if you want to give yourself a little breather, that's fine. You're probably better off doing that just because of how this game can be a bit tense. Let's just put it that way. Let's put you here. And... at least I got those guys out of the way. And out of there, too. Now let's get you in the corner so we can move on to stage 3. At least you get a good view of the monsters. And as mentioned before, if you make it to stage 3, you have to deal with 3 monsters. I'm pretty sure you have to deal with 4 on stage 4, 5 on stage 5, what have you. And yeah, sometimes blocks will be invisible and there's almost nothing you can do about it except to press the space bar to, well, get yourself out of trouble. And I was way too close to him and there was nothing I could do. That's fun. That's totally fun. And thought I was going to get trapped there. Thankfully, I wasn't. And you ducked. Okay. Oh, I almost got caught out right there. That would not have been fun. And I managed to get rid of 2 monsters at once. And I just love how everything gets spawned super close to me. Too bad he got himself stuck behind the emerald there. Stinks to be him. I walked right into his path. I don't even know why I did that. And I should have probably not done that either. But at least we managed to get to level 3, which is kind of what I wanted to do for this video anyway. And since our name, our score anyway, is in our top 10, let's go ahead and get some lowercase action going by pressing caps lock there as we type our name in. And whenever the game is over, the music resets. No. Which means I have to turn it off. I was so close to hitting the top 5 there. That's annoying. But with that, that is basically Pendragon for the BBC Micro in a nutshell. Special thanks to High Retro Game Lord 89 for playing all those BBC Micro games so long ago and making these OBS Let's Plays possible. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and go straight to the mini review because, well, I ended up having a good time with this after not having a good time with this initially. Graphics, everything's the bright usual colors that you usually see out of the BBC Micro. At least everything is identifiable. I do like the presentation on the title screen. The music It's a nice touch, but you'll find yourself turning it off. You can't turn the sound off. It can get a bit annoying quickly, but at least I can deal with that compared to the music. I didn't have any problems with the controls. There are no errors in the gameplay of any kind. Getting away from the enemies can still be a pain, especially once you're past level 2. I mean, it's easy at the start, but it gets wicked difficult later. Also, the idea of having to kick all the emeralds to each of the 4 corners, while an interesting premise and gameplay mechanic, can be easy to mess up. You can trap the emeralds in such a way that you can't get to the next level. If that happens, well... So you really have to know what you're doing. I liked Pengo. I liked Mango and its ability to just defeat all the enemies just that little bit better. And of course, the replay value, it may vary. Just like Mango, you'll probably want to spend time, or at least more time than usual, just to get a little more used to how the game is, and probably get good on it to get past level 3 and see what's ahead from there. As for whether or not I recommend it, it's at least worth giving a shot. I found it a bit more playable than Mango initially, but dealing with the enemies, the sugar cubes being invisible sometimes, and being able to accidentally mess up what you're supposed to do and accidentally kick a emerald in a place where you don't want to kick it, in case you get caught up in the gameplay. Those are probably my 3 greatest complaints about the game. But other than that, it's a fine Pengo clone, much like Mango was. I at least recommend giving this game a shot. And with that, that is Let's Play Pendragon for the BBC Micro. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did, maybe just a little bit more. And hopefully I will be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and see y'all later!